In the intricate weave of human life, few forces shine as brightly or pull as strongly as the quest for connection. Love, in all its shapes and shades, powers our choices, molds our hopes, and carves our stories.
Yet, beneath this noble pursuit lies a subtle interplay of power, strategy, and sway. Within these quiet corners of human exchange, desire emerges, a timeless force, capable of lifting us to new heights or trapping us in its grip. Desire is more than a passing feeling. It's a currency, a voice, a contest. It's the unseen guide steering the tides of relationships, deciding who leads and who trails behind. To grasp desire is to unlock the core of what drives us, to glimpse the roots of our longing, hunger, and eventual yielding. Step forward, Niccolò Machiavelli, the Renaissance thinker whose name echoes with craft, calculation, and the mastery of power. In The Prince, he stripped bare the harsh realities of ruling, crafting a guide for those bold enough to command. But what if these same ideas, born in the crucible of politics, could shape the tender field of love? What if the key to sparking desire, making others yearn for your gaze, lies not in bold moves or raw emotion, but in the careful play of influence? This path isn't for the timid. It demands a mindset that defies the usual tales of romance, daring to rethink how we see love and allure. It reveals that, in matters of the heart as in struggles for power, there are rules, unspoken, veiled, yet fiercely effective. Before we step deeper, a note of care. Power, in any guise, cuts both ways. It can raise kingdoms or reduce them to ash. It can forge lasting ties or break them beyond mending. The insights ahead carry weight. They are a tool, and their effect hinges on how you wield them. To twist these ideas into mere tricks risks ruin. True skill isn't in forcing others to bend, but in stirring them to seek you out, to hunger for your nearness, to find in you a mirror of their own dreams. It's a dance where both rise higher, enriched and whole. As we begin, hold this close. The real triumph isn't in desperate pleas for your notice, but in crafting a bond so deep that others stay, not from need, but from honest want and regard. Each rule comes with clear steps, vivid examples, and ways to weave them into your life. Beyond that, this is a call to know yourself, not just to sway others, but to grow into someone of depth and pull. As we pause here, reflect. What do you chase? The quick rush of winning, or the lasting glow of a tie that breaks the mold? Your choice will shape not just your bonds, but who you become. Approach these rules with an open mind and a steady heart. For in the end, the truest power isn't in making others plead. It's in becoming someone who inspires loyalty, trust, and love, all without a word. What is it about the unknown that draws us in? A shadow in the corner of the eye, a story half told, a glance that promises more than it reveals. These are the threads that tug at our souls. We are wired for curiosity, restless until the puzzle is solved, yet enchanted by the chase itself. Mystery is the heartbeat of attraction, the quiet call that urges us to step closer, to unravel, to dream. In the realm of relationships, mystery is the breath that keeps passion alive. It's why a stranger's fleeting look can linger in our minds, why a whispered word can outweigh a shouted confession. When we spill every detail of ourselves too quickly, we rob others of the chance to wonder. But when we hold back, when we leave gaps for the mind to fill, we transform into a tale that begs to be explored, a tale that others cannot resist. Let's face a stark reality. Total openness kills intrigue. When we lay every card on the table, every thought, every flaw, every history, we leave nothing for the imagination to grasp. And it's in the imagination, that wild and untamed space, where desire takes root and grows. Picture a novel with its ending spoiled on the first page. Would you keep reading? Now imagine a book with pages still unturned, secrets waiting in the wings. That's the one that keeps you up at night. So it is with us. Predictability dulls the edge of fascination. To be fully known is to be taken for granted. To be partially veiled is to be endlessly sought. This isn't a call to deceive or manipulate. Mystery isn't built on falsehoods, it's crafted through restraint. It's choosing when to speak and when to let silence weave its spell. It's offering a taste, not the whole feast, so that others hunger for more. Think of a poet who lived on the edge of a small town. She rarely spoke of herself, her origins, her sorrows, her joys remained locked away. Her verses hinted at depths, but never explained them. People passed her cottage, saw her at dusk with ink-stained hands, and wondered, who was she? What drove her quill across the page? Men and women alike were captivated. They'd approach her, hoping for a key to her world. She'd offer a line of poetry, a gentle nod, a look that said everything and nothing. They left with more questions than answers, yet they returned, pulled by the gravity of her enigma. She knew that to give them all of her would end the spell. Instead, she let them chase the shadow of her soul, and in that chase, her power grew. The writer Anais Nin once wrote, "I am an excitable person who only understands life lyrically, musically, in whom feelings are much stronger than reason." Her words echo here because mystery thrives in that lyrical space, where feelings reign, where logic alone cannot satisfy. It's the uncertainty, the melody of the unsaid, that fuels connection. When all is reasoned out, when no notes remain unplayed, the music stops. But in the gaps, in the unwritten lines, the song goes on. To master mystery, you must first claim your own complexity. You are not a simple sketch, easily traced. You are a labyrinth, a storm, a universe with corners unlit and stories untold. Don't shy from this richness. Let others sense it. Let them feel the weight of what they cannot yet see. Present yourself as a question worth asking, a landscape worth exploring. When you meet someone, don't hand them your map. Let them wander through you, finding landmarks one by one. Let them marvel at each discovery and ache for the paths still hidden. This isn't trickery, it's reverence for your own worth. You are a rarity, a treasure that unfolds over time, and those who see it will rise to the challenge of knowing you. How do you weave this spell? It starts with intention. Here's how to begin. Guard your words. Don't rush to fill every quiet moment. Speak with purpose, leaving room for curiosity. A single, well-placed sentence can say more than a flood of chatter. Reveal in fragments. Share pieces of yourself, not the whole mosaic. If asked about your day, say, "I lost myself in a book," and let them wonder what pages held you captive. Wield silence and smiles, a knowing smile, a pause that hangs in the air. These are tools of the enigmatic. They hint at inner worlds without giving them away. Step back sometimes. Absence sharpens presence. Don't always be within reach. Let others feel the space you leave behind. It's not rejection, it's an invitation to value you more. Nurture your fire. Pursue passions that light you up, and let others see the glow without knowing the source. A glimpse of your intensity will pull them closer. Mystery isn't distance or detachment. It's warmth wrapped in shadow, a pull that says, "Come nearer, but know you'll never hold all of me." It's a journey you offer, with yourself as the ever-shifting horizon. Why do we find ourselves inexplicably drawn to those who seem just beyond our grasp? It's a question that has haunted lovers, poets, and thinkers for centuries, a riddle woven into the fabric of human desire. The answer lies in our nature. We are creatures of pursuit, captivated by the rare, the elusive, the unattainable. Psychologists call it the scarcity principle. We prize what is scarce, what challenges us to reach further. In love, this means we are often pulled toward those who don't lay their hearts bare, who keep us guessing. There's a thrill in the chase, a spark in the unknown that ignites our longing. When someone stands slightly apart, indifferent to our clamor, we feel an urge to bridge that gap, to claim what might slip away. This is the silent power of indifference, a force that turns the tables of attraction. The harsh truth, neediness repels, indifference attracts. Here's a brutal truth you can't escape. In the game of love, desperation is a stench that drives people away, while indifference is a magnet that pulls them closer. It's harsh, yes, but undeniable. When you cling too tightly, when you're always there, always eager, you signal weakness, a lack of worth beyond the relationship. Evolution has wired us to see neediness as a red flag, a hint of low value, while aloofness whispers confidence, options, strength. The one who texts first every time, who drops everything for a call, becomes predictable, a fixture taken for granted. But the one who holds back, who lives a life apart, becomes a mystery, a prize worth pursuing. It's not fair, but it's real. To be wanted, you must sometimes seem not to want. Picture Alex, a man who loved too loudly. He was the kind of guy who'd text good morning before the sun rose, who'd rearrange his day for a fleeting moment with his partner. He thought this was devotion, showering them with attention, always being there. At first, it worked. His partner smiled, responded, basked in his warmth. But soon, the tide turned. His messages piled up unanswered, his plans met with shrugs. The more he gave, the less they cared, until Alex was a shadow in their life, unnoticed, unmissed. Heartbroken, he sought advice from a friend who saw through the haze. "You're too open, too easy. They don't wonder about you anymore." Stung but determined, Alex shifted gears. He stopped texting first, let hours pass before replying. He dusted off his guitar, joined a band, and filled his evenings with music instead of longing. His world grew richer, his spirit brighter. Then something shifted, his partner noticed. They texted first, asked about his gigs, showed up uninvited. By stepping back, Alex had flipped the script. His indifference, rooted in newfound self-worth, made him irresistible again. Oscar Wilde, that sharp-eyed observer of human folly, once said, "The very essence of romance is uncertainty. It's a dagger of truth, piercing our cozy notions of love as a safe harbor. We think security breeds passion, but Wilde knew better. Certainty dulls the flame. When every move is known, every feeling laid bare, the magic fades into routine. But uncertainty? That's the fuel of desire. Indifference breeds it, keeping others off balance, wondering, yearning. In today's world of instant replies and endless updates, this wisdom rings truer than ever. To be fully known is to be taken for granted. To be a question mark is to be chased. Feel the ache of it. You've poured your soul into someone, offered your every heartbeat, only to watch them turn away. It's a dagger in the gut, a hollow echo in your chest. Your worth, you thought, hung on their approval. But here's the fire that rises from those ashes. Your value isn't theirs to give. When you let go, when you stand tall and indifferent, the world shifts beneath your feet. You're no longer a beggar at love's door, but a king in your own realm, radiant with self-possession. They see it, the glow of a life that doesn't need them, and suddenly, they're the ones reaching out, drawn to the enigma you've become. It's a brutal, beautiful reversal. In releasing your grip, you seize control. So how do you wield this art without turning cold or cruel? It's not about games, it's about balance, about valuing yourself enough to let others earn you. Here's how. Build your own world. Dive into passions, art, sports, books, anything that lights you up outside of them. A full life makes you magnetic. Draw lines, say no sometimes. Don't always be free. Your time is a treasure, not a handout. Pause before you pounce. Don't leap to reply or agree. Let silence linger. It breeds curiosity. Give, then withdraw. Be warm and present, but leave space. End on a high, let them crave more. Keep secrets. Don't spill your soul up front. Reveal yourself slowly, a story unfolding over time. This isn't manipulation, it's self-respect. When you stop needing their validation, you start commanding their attention. You become not just wanted, but essential, a force they can't ignore. What if the fiercest battle you'll ever face isn't with a rival, a lover, or a foe, but with the storm inside you? We live in a world that glorifies the raw and the unfiltered, where emotions are worn like badges of honor, spilled out for all to see. But ask yourself, when has a flood ever built a fortress? When has a wildfire ever carved a path to peace? The truth is, your emotions, unchecked, untamed, are not your allies. They are the cracks in your armor, the chinks in your chainmail, waiting to be exploited. To master others, you must first master yourself. Self-control is not the suppression of who you are. It is the refinement of your power, the quiet command that turns chaos into strength. It is the key to becoming untouchable, unshakable, a force that others cannot help but orbit. Here's a truth as cold and sharp as a blade. In the arena of love and life, your unchecked emotions are a gift to those who wish to control you. Every outburst, every tear, every desperate plea is a map to your vulnerabilities, handed over freely. We are taught that to feel deeply is to live authentically, but authenticity without restraint is a luxury you cannot afford. In relationships, the one who reacts loses ground. The one who remains steady holds the reins. It's not that you shouldn't feel everything, feel it fiercely, but never let it spill where others can see the cracks. To be ruled by emotion is to be predictable, and predictability is the death of desire. Self-control is your shield. Wield it wisely, and you become a mystery, a challenge, a prize worth winning. Picture Elena and Marco, a couple caught in the throes of a heated argument. Marco's words cut deep, accusing Elena of neglect, of caring more for her work than for him. The old Elena would have fired back, tears stinging her eyes, voice trembling with hurt and anger. But this time she paused. She felt the familiar surge of emotion, rage, sorrow, the urge to defend, but she let it pass through her like a wave unseen. Instead of lashing out, she took a breath, met his gaze, and said, "I hear you. Let's talk when we're both calm." Marco's fury faltered, her calm disarmed him. In that moment, the power shifted. Later, when they spoke again, it was Marco who apologized, who softened, who saw her strength anew. By holding back, Elena had not only preserved her dignity, but deepened his respect. She had won without a fight, simply by mastering herself. A voice from the past, Marcus Aurelius on inner power. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius, a man who ruled an empire while wrestling his own demons, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." His words are a lantern in the dark, illuminating a path we often forget. True power is not in bending the world to your will, but in bending yourself to wisdom. In relationships, this means recognizing that your emotions are yours to command, not to be commanded by. When you let feelings dictate your actions, you surrender your throne. But when you harness them, you become sovereign, a ruler of your own heart, impossible to unseat. Imagine the scene. Your heart races, your palms sweat, your throat tightens with words you ache to scream. Every fiber of your being wants to react, to cry, to shout, to beg for understanding. It's a tempest inside you, fierce and unrelenting. But you stand still, a statue in the storm, your face a mask of calm. The battle rages within, yet outwardly you are stone. This is the crucible of self-control, where your will is tested and tempered. It's not easy. It's a war fought in silence, with no applause for your victories. But each time you win, you emerge stronger, more formidable. You become the calm in the chaos, the eye of the hurricane, and others will marvel at your strength, drawn to the quiet power you exude. In their eyes, you are no longer just a person. You are a force, a presence they cannot ignore. Self-control is not a gift. It is a skill, honed through practice and patience. Here's how you can forge it in your own life. Pause before you speak. When emotions surge, count to 10. Let the wave rise and fall before you respond. This space is where your power lies. Breathe through the storm. Learn to steady yourself with your breath. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. Each breath a reminder that you are in control. Set boundaries, not barriers. Know your limits and honor them. Say no when needed, but do it with grace, not anger. Boundaries are the walls of your fortress. Practice delayed gratification. Resist the urge for instant relief, whether it's a text, a confession, or a confrontation. Let anticipation build. It sharpens your edge. Reflect, don't react. After a charged moment, step back and ask, what did I learn? Turn every test into a lesson, every impulse into insight. These are not mere tricks. They are the disciplines of a warrior, the habits of someone who refuses to be ruled by fleeting feelings. Master them, and you master yourself. Self-control is the silent architect of your strength, the unseen hand that shapes your destiny. It is not the absence of emotion, but the art of wielding it with precision. As you step forward, remember, the world will push you, provoke you, tempt you to break. But you are not a leaf in the wind. You are the mountain, steadfast and unyielding. Let others marvel at your calm, let them wonder at your depth, and let them come to you, drawn by the quiet power of a soul in command. The game is not won by the loudest voice, but by the one who speaks only when the moment is theirs to claim. Why do we place such high value on the rare and the elusive? It's a question that cuts to the core of human nature, revealing a truth as old as time. Scarcity breeds desire. From the gleam of a diamond to the fleeting beauty of a sunset, what is scarce captures our imagination, stirs our longing, and commands our pursuit. In the realm of relationships, this principle holds a quiet, unyielding power. When you are always available, always present, you become like air, essential but unnoticed, taken for granted. But when you are scarce, when your presence is a gift rather than a given, you become like a comet streaking across the night sky, brilliant, unforgettable, and longed for in your absence. This is the alchemy of scarcity. It transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, the overlooked into the obsession. In love, as in life, abundance dulls the senses, while scarcity sharpens them. When you are too available, too eager, too present, you dilute your own value. It's not that you are worth less, it's that you are seen less, felt less, desired less. We are wired to chase what is fleeting, to crave what is just out of reach. The lover who is always there becomes background noise. The one who is rare becomes the melody that haunts our dreams. It's a brutal calculus, but undeniable. To be missed, you must first be absent. To be cherished, you must first be scarce. Imagine Clara and Leo, two souls entwined in the early bloom of love. Clara was a giver, always there for Leo, her time, her attention, her heart laid bare at his feet. She thought this was love's purest form, a constant presence to nurture their bond. But as weeks turned to months, Leo's texts grew sparse, his calls less frequent. Clara's abundance had become her undoing. She was a book he'd already read, a song he'd heard too many times. Desperate to rekindle the flame, she sought counsel from a wise friend who said, "Become the moon, not the sun. Let him feel your light, but also your absence." Clara took the advice to heart. She stopped initiating contact, filled her days with new pursuits, painting, dancing, adventures with friends. She became a world unto herself, radiant and full. At first, Leo barely noticed, but then the silence grew loud. He missed her laughter, her warmth, the way she made his world brighter. One evening, he showed up at her door unannounced, with flowers and a plea. "I didn't realize how much I needed you until you weren't there." By embracing scarcity, Clara had not only reclaimed her power, but reignited Leo's desire. She had become the comet, and he was the stargazer, forever changed by her light. Robert Greene, in his seminal work The Art of Seduction, writes, "Absence diminishes mediocre passions and increases great ones, as the wind extinguishes candles and fans fires." His words are a lantern in the dark, illuminating a path we often stumble upon by accident. In relationships, your absence is not a void. It is a canvas upon which others paint their longing. When you are always present, you snuff out the flame of desire. When you withdraw, you fan it into a blaze. In a world where attention is cheap and constant, scarcity is your secret weapon, the quiet force that makes your presence a gift worth savoring. Feel the ache of it. You've been the one who's always there, always waiting, always hoping for a scrap of attention in return. It's a hollow place, a shadowed corner where your worth feels tethered to another's whims. But then you step back. You turn away, not in anger, but in reclamation. You fill your life with color, with purpose, with the richness of your own company. And suddenly the world shifts. They notice your absence like a missing heartbeat, a silence that screams. They reach for you, not out of habit, but out of need, a need you've awakened by daring to be scarce. It's a reversal as old as time. In your withdrawal, you become the sun, and they the planets, drawn into your orbit by the gravity of what they've lost. The art of scarcity, practical steps to cultivate your value. Scarcity is not about playing games, it's about honoring your own worth. Here's how to weave it into your life. Limit your availability. Don't always be the first to text, the one who clears their schedule. Let others feel the space where you used to be. Cultivate your own garden. Invest in hobbies, friendships, dreams that don't revolve around them. A full life makes you a beacon, not a shadow. End on a high note. Leave conversations, dates, or encounters while they're still buzzing with energy. Let them crave the next chapter. Be selective with your time. Treat your presence as a privilege, not a right. Say yes to what lights you up, and no to what drains you. Embrace the power of no. Politely decline invitations or requests that don't serve you. Each no is a yes to your own value. These are not tricks, they are the disciplines of self-respect. When you honor your own time and energy, others will too. You become not just desired, but revered, a rare gem in a world of pebbles. Scarcity is the silent architect of desire, the unseen hand that shapes how others see you. It is not about withholding love, but about giving it wisely, like a master painter who knows that every stroke matters. As you step forward, remember, you are not a fixture in anyone's life. You are a fleeting, brilliant moment, a gift that must be earned. Let others feel your absence, let them marvel at your presence, and let them come to you, drawn by the quiet power of a soul that knows its worth. The game is not won by being everywhere, but by being unforgettable in the moments you choose to share. What if the secret to success in love and life isn't just what you do, but when you do it? We live in a world obsessed with action, with doing more faster now. But ask yourself, does a farmer plant seeds in winter and expect a harvest by spring? Does a musician strike a note before the beat and expect harmony? Timing is the silent conductor of life's symphony, the unseen force that turns chaos into order, effort into triumph. In relationships, timing is the difference between a spark that fades and a flame that endures. It's knowing when to speak and when to listen, when to advance and when to retreat, when to hold on and when to let go. Master timing, and you master the dance of connection itself. In the rush to seize the moment, we often crush it. Impatience is a thief, robbing us of the very outcomes we crave. We text too soon, confess too early, demand answers before the question has fully formed. And in our haste, we scare away what might have been. Patience, on the other hand, is a creator. It builds tension, deepens desire, and turns fleeting interest into lasting bonds. In love, the one who waits, who reads the room, who strikes at the precise moment of ripeness, is the one who wins. It's not about inaction, it's about action aligned with the pulse of the moment. Timing is your ally, but only if you respect its rhythm. Picture Sophia and Daniel, two souls circling each other in the delicate dance of early attraction. Sophia felt the pull immediately. The way Daniel's laugh lit up the room, the way his eyes lingered on her just a second too long. She wanted to tell him, to spill her feelings like a river bursting its banks. But she remembered a lesson from her grandmother. A fruit picked too early is bitter, one picked too late is rotten. Wait for the moment of sweetness. So Sophia held back. She let their conversations unfold naturally, let the silences between them speak volumes. She waited for the signs, the way he leaned in when she spoke, the way he found reasons to be near her. Then, one evening, as they stood on a bridge watching the sunset, Daniel turned to her, his voice soft. "I've been wanting to say something, but I wasn't sure when." Sophia smiled, her heart steady. "Now is perfect," she whispered. In that moment, their worlds aligned, not because she forced it, but because she waited for the stars to fall into place. By honoring timing, Sophia turned a fleeting crush into a love that felt destined. William Shakespeare, that timeless bard of human nature, wrote in Julius Caesar, "There is a tide in the affairs of men, which, taken at the flood, leads on to fortune." His words are a beacon across the centuries, reminding us that life's opportunities ebb and flow like the sea. In relationships, this tide is the undercurrent of emotion, the unspoken signals that tell you when to act and when to wait. Miss the tide, and you're left stranded. Catch it, and you're carried to shores you never dreamed of. In a world that demands instant gratification, the wisdom of timing is your quiet rebellion, your secret to riding the waves of connection with grace and power. Feel the tension of it. Your heart races, your mind spins with possibilities, your fingers itch to send that message, to make that move. Every second feels like an eternity, a test of your will. But you hold back, not out of fear, but out of reverence for the moment that's yet to come. It's a tightrope walk over a chasm of doubt, where one misstep could send you tumbling. Yet, in that wait, there's a thrill, a knowing that when the time is right, your action will land like a lightning strike, illuminating everything in its path. And when it does, the world shifts. They see you not as desperate, but as deliberate, not as hasty, but as wise. In that perfect moment, you become the architect of your own fate, and they are drawn to you, not just by what you do, but by the mastery of when you do it. Timing is not a gift bestowed upon the lucky. It is a skill honed by the observant. Here's how to cultivate it. Read the signs. Pay attention to body language, tone, and context. Is the moment ripe, or does it need more time to simmer? Listen to your gut. Intuition is your inner clock. If something feels off, wait. If it feels aligned, act. Practice patience. Delay gratification in small ways. Wait an extra hour to reply. Let conversations breathe. It builds your timing muscle. Know your rhythms. Understand when you're at your best and when they are. Align your moves with these peaks. Embrace the pause. Before making a move, take a breath. Let the moment settle. Clarity often comes in the quiet. These are not mere tactics. They are the disciplines of a strategist, the habits of someone who knows that life's greatest rewards come not to the swift, but to the precise. Timing is the silent partner in every great love story, the unseen hand that guides us toward our destiny. It is not about control, but about harmony, moving with the flow of life rather than against it. As you step forward, remember, you are not a slave to time. You are its dancer, its poet, its master. Let others marvel at your grace, let them wonder at your wisdom, and let them come to you, drawn by the quiet power of a soul that knows when to act and when to wait. The game is not won by speed, but by the one who knows that every moment has its magic, and seizes it when the stars align.